Welcome to Get to Know Your Nation, episode 28. Jordan. Jordan, welcome to the World Cup. For the first time ever in nation's history, you get to be part of the biggest competition in world's history. Yes, this is their first World Cup appearance, and it's very special for Jordan. They earned this position because of their not only their players, but what they have achieved in the AFC Asian Cup, which they made it to the semifinals, but also they also made it to the finals against Morocco, and unfortunately lost in that game. And they were really tremendous in that Asian Cup final against Morocco. So can they bring that in this year's World Cup? Only way to find out is in 1 month away, June 11th on Fox, when Mexico takes on Korea Republic at 3 p.m. Very interesting timeline, by the way. 3 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Their coach is Jamal Salemi, who's been really good with this Jordan national team. 11 wins, 11 draws, 7 losses. Not too bad for him. All questions will be around this nation. Well, is it their time to show what they are capable of in this year's World Cup? Time will tell. Unfortunately, they just broke the news. 2 of their best players are injured, and they will not be able to play in this year's World Cup. So, in the meantime, I got some of the good players. One of those best players is Musa Altamira, midfielder from Rennes, who is 28 years old, who represents his flags with Jordan, doing a really good job there with Rennes in that French League club, and we'll see if he is part of this. He is a real key player for this Jordan squad. Ali Olwan, forward, of course, from Al Salaba in the Qatar League. 26 years old, and he's still scoring goals for that club, and really good for Jordan. He's also a winger, forward player, by the way. He is going to get a lot of chances as a really good winger. Yasa Al-Arab, defender from Seoul FC Seoul, which is a Japanese or South Korea club. He's doing really good there. 30 years old, and he's going to have a really good defense against these teams that we'll talk about in their group. And then, of course, we have Azid Alidojola, goalkeeper, who is 33 years old. He is the oldest one in this squad. He should be a real good goalkeeper option for their number one. So we'll see if he gets in the squad. So, going over their group J, we already talked about Austria, we already talked about Algeria, and then Argentina. Now, that is a real tight schedule because they will be taking on Austria, Algeria, and Argentina. And by the way, Jordan, good luck. Really best of luck. For Jordan, at this point, I was thinking of these scenarios. So let's go ahead and go over their scenarios. I paused this because I was thinking of their scenario. Austria will be tough to beat. I'm going to say they draw. Algeria, I'm going to say they beat Algeria, and then they unfortunately lose to Argentina. That's the realistic. That would be 4 points. They would be in maybe third place in the group, and maybe become one of those best of third place teams. That's in the realistic. The best scenario for me is probably best of third place. If they can get at least best of third place, I give them their scenario, this could be around a 32 team. Worst scenario, they lose to Austria, they draw with Algeria, and then lose to Argentina. They go home empty, but at least they get their first points in their World Cup debut. So overall, again, Group J is really intriguing. Besides Argentina, because they're the favorites, who is that other team that's going to be second place? Well, you have, of course, Austria, who they got really good players, and they have a real good chance at second place. Then you have this Algerian squad that is also really good, but they need to show that they can be one of those dark horse or one of those sneaky teams that can get in to the round of 32. And then you have Jordan. Yes, they're the debutants, but they can make any of these nations struggle. I think the one game that I'm maybe intrigued in this one is that Algeria game. Jordan against Algeria. Here's what I think is going to happen. If Jordan draws with Austria, let's say it's 1-1, and Algeria loses to Lionel Messi in Argentina, think of this for Jordan. There's a chance for Jordan that they can either get a win or draw, because it doesn't matter if it's a win or loss, because they need a point for their first points in the World Cup for Jordan. I think besides Argentina, which they'll win the group, Austria will be too tough to beat. I think the team that they can actually beat is Algeria. And if they can beat Algeria, maybe this is a team that can get into the round of 32, but they're going to have to be one of those best of third place teams if they're going to be in the round of 32. But yes, the question for me is for Jordan. Will they be prepared for the biggest World Cup in their history? Because yes, they got the good players, they got the coach. Yes, they have a good resume. I already mentioned earlier, they went to the Asian Cup final. They almost beat Morocco. So if they can bring that kind of momentum or that experience to this World Cup, Jordan is going to be a team that everyone will struggle. Because again, that Group J would obviously is Argentina, but which of those three teams, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan, can make a either second place or third place team? We'll find out. Episode 29 will be Korea Republic. That will be tomorrow. If you haven't seen my other videos, go check them out on my channel. Of course, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for more sports news.